This is Debbie Villafine. I'm a targeted individual slash Havana syndrome victim, which means that the Pentagon is the ones that are sitting here not making my car start, not letting my windows go up, not letting it start at all, or turning on miscellaneous buttons, talking about we own your car. This is what they're doing. They're taking my teeth out of my mouth and making them all around my face. Okay? And these are the people that are doing this to the world. They sit at the Pentagon hiding behind, blaming a machine for something that they don't control. And reality is that they control everything about it. I'm sitting here right now while they starts. They have some kid drive through the neighborhood playing with people's windows and mirrors and shit like that, opening them up or closing them, and then they're not letting the car start. They had me change the oil, put more oil in there, and they're not letting anything work. I have been a target for over 20 years, but my family came here in the early 1900s as immigrants too, and they're just sitting there fucking with people left and right. I was forced to leave the keys in the car and the passenger window open, and I had to manually open the doors, which I didn't know. See, the window's left open. Actually, I got my camera lens here. The window's open. See that? The key is in the ignition right here. Okay? And I cannot start the car to close it because they're depleting my full battery. Actually, the battery is right there and they're depleting it. Okay? They're making it so my car don't start. And they're controlling all aspects. They won't even let me take my key out of the fucking ignition. See? I can't get my key out of the ignition. I can't close the window. And I'm sitting here while them and their machine are sitting there laughing. I could hear them 24/7. They never shut up. The other day, a couple of days ago, I started counting how many times I hear them. And by 10 o'clock, I was up to 1,000 times a day. I have these people talking in my ear, their machine with their hive mind, different voices sitting there torturing me. They're shooting me with electrical pulses 24/7, and my legs, my hips, my butt. I'm down to 98 pounds, and they don't stop. They took me overnight in February of earlier this year. They took my weight down and took all my muscle from me. Okay? And left me with just skin and bones. And then, the year before that, I was 250 pounds. I woke up one day out of sound sleep, right? I just wake up like normal. And to my avail, I'm 250 pounds. From a size 4 of like 130 pounds. And I didn't have no underclothes. I didn't have no clothes that fit me, anything. I had to wear my boyfriend at the time's clothes, which they killed him this year. His birthday was, March 1st. He has that leap year birthday. So they killed him on the 1st. On April 6th. Less than a month from his birthday. He just turned 60 years old, and he was a young 60. A mother's boy. Never left the house, nothing. So they murdered him, just like they're murdering everybody in the schools and in the trains and in the everything. I don't know what to do no more. There's a cop that lives at 39, 79, or what is that address right there? I can't even see it. Right there. He lives right there, one house away from me. And talking about defunding the popo, that bitch don't do anything for anybody but collect his paycheck. And that's what it's all about in this world, collecting paychecks off of other people's sicknesses and illnesses. In the 90s, they decided that we were going to inflict everybody with pain and pain signals and sit there and let them kill themselves off or become a lifelong patient with an illness. Or when they have you by their mind locked in, just like my car. where you can't move your body. They did that to me for 6 months. I was in such excruciating pain. I couldn't move anywhere. I was worried how I'm going to make it to the washroom, even with the porta potty. I mean, these people just don't stop. Their fucking machine don't stop. But we all know how computers work, don't we? It's a line of code, which means it's a sentence feeded into a machine that a machine follows. Okay? Anybody knows that. And all this hacker bullshit and stuff like that, they built these things with back doors, just like our cars, just like our vehicles, our cameras, our tablets, our airplanes that go down and drop from the sky and shit like that. They do it because they did that to me with my car. The only thing I heard was when they sent a magnetic pulse to my car. The only thing I heard was like this, pew, and then complete silence all around me. And the air was beautiful for a second. I could breathe. I could smell. But only for a second. And then they started it right back up again. Now they're not letting me take my key out of my car. They're not letting me close the window. And with these cars, there's no way to close the window because they're not that kind of lock. They have a lock on the door that you can open. But I mean, what am I to do? What am I to do now? I just put in 2 things of oil. They have me screaming in pain or screaming, and then they take it. And then I hear it on the news. The exact same way I said it. All these puppets and everybody who has a job that thinks everything's hunky-dory, or these dumbass bitches that are going to vote for fucking, what's her cunt name? Kamala Harris. I don't see her paying tribute to her father at all. Not once. She likes to keep him hidden. And I don't know what my father did to my mother, but I would never, ever, ever in a million years downplay my father like she is. Okay? And people are going to vote for her. She's in office now, and she ain't doing shit for nobody. I go in the stores, and I got to buy $1.29 of cold noodles to eat because I can't afford anything else. And now they dropped your public aid. Your public aid went down $100. It went back to $191. From $293 down to $191. And that's what they're doing. And she's in office now. And all she knows how to do is cackle like a fucking hyena. And they're stopping me from fucking washing my hair, from fucking not doing. I have 1 window to do it in, too. But instead I'm over here making a fucking video for fucking assholes while everybody lives pretty. This old man walks like there's no normal life for him. He goes in his house, he's normal. Everybody else goes to and from shit. And they're telling me not to go nowhere for the next 2 days. So they're stopping my car from working. And I can't do anything about it. Nothing at all about it. Then they're going to kill me too. And then reserve my videos for everybody else to hear. They've taken away my children since my sons were 7 and 9. They took them away from me. And they have not given them back yet. My one son I have not seen for 13 years. But Cherie Dormis, she got her kids back. I wonder how she got her kids back. Why are my kids not back yet? I have grandkids even, and I haven't even met my grandkids. And my other 2 grandkids, they had him be born on my birthday, September 22nd. On my birthday. And they gave him a touch of Down syndrome, which they claim is normal, and they're holding his speech from him. And I asked him, AJ, I said, because I could hear them. I could hear the machine talking all the time. It never shuts the fuck up, this voice to skull, or this voice of God. There is no fucking God out there in the world. It's only to encapsulate people's brains and belief systems so they have less to do around the fucking corner. Playing with time and these fucking Muslims and this fucking bullshit. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, they didn't have all this Muslim shit. They resurfaced it in the 1990s. I'm still waiting to take the key out of my car or put my window up so I could go upstairs. And they're not letting it start or me take the key out. See? They're about to live. Who am I to call? The police? And then I call the police and then they let it work. I don't know what to do. The people from Havana Syndrome from the consulate, they're getting paid. We haven't gotten paid. There's targets. I've been a target my whole life. The last 20 years, physical pain and torture done by them and their machine. They won't stop either. They keep doing it. They're shooting me. It feels like they're taking off my toenails with the pliers every night, and they don't stop. It's all night. Every night. Oh, God. They don't fucking stop. I gotta sit here in the car all night because they won't let the window up in the city of Chicago. All I hear in their head, let's see how far she goes. Let's see how far she goes. They have seen me 1 trillion times over in the last 20 years alone. In the last 20 years, they have watched me every fucking aspect of it. Their machine needs to be fed anger and rage, and by doing that, they sit there and torture us and target us. Just to give it somebody else or to play it on the news. Now tomorrow you're going to watch that on the news. Speaking of the news, I don't get no channels in my house either. My channels are censored. I sign up for any kind of streaming service to pass my time away. And they're stopping me from crying right now. I gotta sit there and hold the top of my head. It's nonstop. And I'm still trying to start the car or turn the key so I could take the key out. And they're not letting me. All this stuff is connected to a computer that's connected to their grid. All of it. Each and every motherboard, everything has. Oh, God damn. These motherfuckers. This is the 9th of September. This is how I'm being tortured today. Not including all the physical. They have stopped. They have done the diarrhea every fucking 30 times a day. Every time I go to the washroom, they send me every 30 minutes. And they squeeze shit out of my ass. And then my mother tells me on the phone yesterday in the nighttime that they did that to her like 3 times already. And she's going to the doctor for it. Spending all her money on co-pays instead of living her life. She has had every fucking surgery in the book, and they still haven't fixed her. It's always something new. Now they started doing that with my mother. I'm going to end this call at September 9th. Not call, video. My name is Debbie Villafane. If they kill me, I do not want to die. I haven't even lived my life yet the way they've held my life back. I want to live my life, and they're not letting me. Everybody else is. 20 years targeted with torture, with pain signals. Them trying to inflict it on you. September 9th, this is Debbie Villafane. I am a targeted individual for targeted intelligence, TI for both of those. TI for both. Ugh. I'm going to end this call. This is Debbie Villafane. I'm from Chicago, and I live in zip code 60634, and I want this targeting to stop. All you lawmakers out there where they fucking take your brains from you. You're not doing nothing for the people, but you're collecting paychecks enough for all the people. For all of them. Every button in this fucking place don't work. I gotta end this video. This is Debbie. This is targeted intelligence and an individual who's a person, not something that can be stepped on and squished and kicked and punched and socked in the face her whole life, beaten up.